Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to some more Osu Mania 7 Key World Cup 2025 action. We've just got a few matches left for this Sunday block of round of 32 matches before we get into the showcase. But for now, we'll be starting with Malaysia versus Poland, our number 9 seed versus number 24 seed. I am one of your commentators, Toph Daddy, joined here by Silhouette Els. How's it going?
Seen some really cool and interesting matches previously. It's honestly really nice to see the tournament spirit all high and everyone just doing their best. For now, what I'm really hoping for is a great match here, don't you think? And I hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see this. I mean, as far as the matches that I've commentated so far, this is the match with the closest seed difference. So I'm excited to see what happens, and not to mention that, despite this, Poland's performance in qualifiers, at least on the accuracy side of Rice, was very, very good. So I wouldn't necessarily be surprised to see Poland potentially be really putting pedal to the metal as far as like keeping up in terms of accuracy against Malaysia here.
Well, I think Poland has the experience to sort of hold their ground against Malaysia. But like, Malaysia is a country that's been known to be very adept to 7K, as you can tell for a lot of Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia indeed. So I would find this an interesting match.
It'll be interesting to see kind of how this ends up going, but ultimately, I mean, like I said, their Poland's early game rise, at least to qualifiers, was very good. So as far as like protect, I mean, I almost expect like a Rice 2 or a Rice 4 protect from Poland. And then Malaysia, I kind of expect them to stick around that LN range just because it's probably the easiest way to get into some of the discomforts that exist on the Polish team.
Fair enough. So I think Malaysia protecting LN1. That's what I'm expecting at the very least. Just because I think Malaysia has the upper hand by a lot compared to actually many teams in this tournament. So I'd say LN1 could probably be their protect.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised yet. And you called it right. LN1 getting protected out by the Malaysian team. Poland will get a protect. And I mean, at a certain point, it's probably just whatever Rice pick they're most comfortable with. And we've seen that pretty commonly be either Rice 2 or Rice 3 for a lot of these players, but I don't know if that would be necessarily the strongest protect in this case. But either way, I think any way that they want to kind of just focus around that Rice pool is probably going to be a decent strategy in this case.
I think Poland... I don't know. Poland probably will protect... I'll guess Rice 3, maybe Rice 4, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to call because I think Malaysia is a pretty balanced team. But of course, I still think LN is the strongest skill set. So I think Poland will avoid LN.
And Rice 2 comes out as that protect from Poland there, keeping the denser core stream pick available to them. Bans coming up, Poland to get the first ban, Malaysia to get the second one. And I mean, with the LN1 ban, you almost think it's pretty clear that one of the other LN maps kind of has to go. I would probably, in this case, get rid... Oh. Rice 3. I'm being proven wrong already.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, what's happening? So they're banning Rice 3. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Not what I would have. Yeah, not what I would have expected.
I actually thought Rice 1 was Poland's best ban, not Rice 3.
Either way, the bans come out. So Rice 3, the accuracy core jack selection getting the boot, and Rice 5 actually getting banned by Malaysia here. So 2 Rice picks banned out from these 2 teams. The entire long note and hybrid pools both open for the picking, which also means that if Poland is able to keep up with accuracy and get a few points on the board, they'll have to delve into hybrids or long notes at some point in this match.
Fair enough. So I think Malaysia's first pick. Actually, you know, now that I remember, I really think Poland should have just banned an LN right from the get-go, just because I think Malaysia's strongest point really is in the long note category. But too late for that now. I think Malaysia will first pick probably LN2, LN3.
Yeah,
I'd say LN2 actually.
LN2 has been a very common opening pick for these long note specialized teams. Just it's very comfortable. It's hard enough that if your opponent's not as strong as at long notes at you, you should have a pretty good time getting that point.
Alright, let's see. Okay, LN3, yeah, not surprised. See that.
So first pick coming out, like you said, LN3, Sakase Napsuzora. This map on the easier side of the long note picks. I think out of the 3, it definitely is the easiest of them. It's not super dense. The patterns aren't super complex for the most part. The ending does push it a little bit, but I would almost expect Poland to have maybe the easiest time with this out of the 3 long note picks. But even then, Malaysia is so strong at long notes. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure.
Well then. Yeah, I understand this. Putting Z... I'm sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce this. ZY... I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm so sorry. I don't want to butcher it.
Probably just Yuan.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'll just say Yuan. And then we have Yuan and No Limit. That makes a lot of sense. For Poland, I'm not surprised seeing Bagietka here. Just not sure who the second should be. Let's look at the roster real quick. Okay, yeah. Poland is...
Looks like Sayabatsu actually comes in here for Poland.
Okay, I guess C-Tech will come in for the more Rice picks. So
yeah, that's kind of what I would have expected. And we actually do see a swap out from Malaysia as well, with Nyokje coming in for Yuan. So going to be Neo and No Limit here for Malaysia on this LM3 pick. That Gekkan, Sayabatsu holding down the court for Poland on the long notes. We'll have to see how they're able to perform. Just gotta ready up and wait for that MP start command.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, I just think this is a good pick for Malaysia overall. I just hope like no sudden massive drops happen, because that can really determine the entire scope of how this chart will go.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of those maps that I've seen it very common to get 4-way FCs. So really, singular misses can cause a lot of issues score-wise if they are to come up, just because of how straightforward this is to hold combo on.
Alright.
And here we go. Ooh, Neo. Early drop there. Not totally sure what happened there. Ghost tapping coming out, potentially having an issue there with the ghost taps in that intro. So gonna start off with a little bit of a disadvantage, but Sayabatsu trades that miss very early, both before 400 combos, so they're not going to be as impactful to score in general. But that is going to give Malaysia a slight lead, since Sayabatsu's miss was later, and the accuracy did look like it took a little bit more of a hit from Sayabatsu.
It's actually pretty terrifying because it's only at the start, and we're already... what happened there? It seems to be like a keyboard issue, just from how the LNs like released way too early. I can't really tell. It could be a massive misread this is already a bad sign, just because everyone else is already in that 400 combo cap.
But what I was mentioning, oh wow, okay, as soon as I try to talk about something, another miss, Neo finds another miss in the break. That's going to give a little bit of opportunity for Poland to bring the score back a little bit, but again, accuracy is looking generally favored for Malaysia, though Bagietka doing everything they can to hold on, having the highest accuracy in the lobby by about 0.4%. Sayabatsu is going to find a miss there as soon as Neo hits 400 combos, so Malaysia going to be able to build that lead up just a little bit more as No Limit finds a break as well. We're just seeing breaks all over the place, and I believe the only FC left is a Bagietka. And now that leads only 10,000 with No Limit finding a huge drop there.
It's actually interesting. If that intro miss from Sayabatsu didn't happen, this could have been into the Polish side. But look at its accuracy. Like, I actually think accuracy could go to Poland anytime soon because of how it just averages it out. But time is running out. Ew, oh, that's a horrible miss. That's like the worst time to find the miss because this is not gonna get too dense. Never mind. Wait, but that was a master trade.
Yeah, that was a huge miss on both sides, and now it's a 13,000 point lead for Malaysia as Sayabatsu and No Limit try to build back up to the 400. Neo and Bagietka holding onto the combo themselves. But just this last ending pattern, we've seen weird things happen in this map specifically so far. So it's not over yet, but Malaysia, oh, by the skin of their teeth, able to hold on and take their first point in this match.
Very interesting turn of events. So looking at the that accuracy from Bagietka, whoa, that's actually really impressive. Like, that's actually insane. Like 992 on this kind of file is actually really good. Meanwhile, Sayabatsu not performing too shabby, Nyokje and No Limit just performing consistent enough just to be able to beat Poland here. But that wasn't a safe point by any means.
Certainly wasn't, but they did get potentially the most dangerous of the long picks out of the way in that case. Like I said, it is the most, I think, straightforward, the easiest to hold combo and accuracy on. And if Malaysia seeks to, hold on to the strength of their long note ability, I think that one is going to be the one that Poland would have the most opportunity on. But that was still way too close for comfort, and maybe makes it a little bit harder to pick long notes later. But an LM2 pick immediately from what is happening? LM2 is not the kind of pick I would have expected to come out from Poland. Not as a first pick, certainly.
I don't know what to feel about this. I think it's a very weird risk to take.
Looks like we're keeping roughly the same squads out, or not roughly, they are the same squads right now. Neo and No Limit on the Malaysian side, Bagietka, and Sayabatsu for the Polish side, assuming that no one swaps out. I mean, that's kind of expected. If we had these four players in for the first long note pick, it kind of goes without saying that you could expect that for the second one, but we do actually see a double swap out from Malaysia. It looks like, oh no, not a double, just a single. Yeonhong coming in, Neo staying in for Malaysia.
Okay, so they're changing it up. So that's actually a roster swap here. Yeonhong and Yuan for Nyokje and No Limit.
And it looks like actually I was right. They are doing they did do a double swap out. So Yuan coming in from Malaysia for this density long note pick. But same squad on Poland, and here we go. LN2, Poland's first pick in the match. No Rice coming out from them quite yet. So maybe a little bit of a surprise, but maybe they have a little bit of something in their back pocket. Though, very early drop already from Sayabatsu. Well before 400 combo. Going to be a little less impactful on the score, but still going to give Malaysia an early lead here.
Not to mention, that's also a big accuracy disadvantage for Poland already. I think like Sayabatsu's UR was like all over the place, so I can't really tell if it was too early or too late. It's just really pretty far apart.
A little bit awkward, but accuracy starting and combos holding strong now for everyone. Sayabatsu a little bit behind the rest of the lobby at the moment, but Begika again with the best accuracy in the lobby on this long note pick. The two Malaysian players about 0.5% behind, it looks like, but they're still holding on well enough. And Sayabatsu finds another couple breaks as the density starts to push a little bit higher in this chorus for the long notes, and both Malaysian players holding onto the combo alongside Begika here.
Poland probably didn't expect that a swap would happen, which is why I think they may have selected this. Though Yeonhong finds a miss. Thing is though, it wasn't that bad of an act up. Sayabatsu just probably has been misreading a lot of those long and short LN transitions here and there. And while Malaysia doesn't have a full combo anymore, it's just not gonna matter if the difference against the second player of Poland is gonna be that big.
Yeah, that's leading to now just about 50,000 points of advantage. Everyone now above 400 combos, so the combo advantage not going to be too impactful, but Sayabatsu not able to hold on for too long after that, finds another drop, and Malaysia going to take a very convincing break point here on what was a little, maybe an ill-advised long note pick from the Polish team here.
Yeah, again, Bagietka's accuracy is astonishingly good.
200s. I don't know how you do that. Did break the full combo right at the end, but still MVP'd by about 14,000 points on that. So extremely impressive score. Just not going to be enough to hold on to your own pick there.
At this point, Malaysia probably picks LN1. Just exhaust all the LN picks, really.
Yeah, that would be my expectation as well. Get through the LN picks and go with your protect, since probably the most confident in that. Oh, never mind. What is this match? Rice won? The teams have swapped picking strategies.
Yeah, okay. I think they're gonna bet on physicality being lower. CTEC coming in should be no surprise, because I think CTEC is a very capable player when it comes to these kinds of charts.
And we're seeing CTEC come in for the first time here for Poland. As we mentioned earlier, CTEC probably going to be coming in for the more Rice and accuracy-focused maps. Now, the question is, okay. I mentioned in qualifiers that there was some particularly good performances from Poland on the early game Rice, but that did not hold true for the speed-based map. It was mostly the tech that kind of got them their very strong score in qualifiers. So could see a little bit of a weakness, but I know CTEC is quite a good accuracy player, particularly on these types of maps. So I'm interested to see kind of how this goes.
And right now, it's kind of evident Poland has had the better start. See, my concern for Malaysia is I actually have a feeling for stuff like this. I think Poland can really take a break point off here. But they'll have to depend on Malaysia finding those misses. Just like how in the first pick, where we saw Malaysia finding like a lot of those misses that were uncharacteristic.
That is true, though. The accuracy currently on the side of Poland. with a 4-way full combo at the moment, but we still really haven't hit the meat of this chart. Get a little bit of a fast section here, some density, but still got a lot of downtime in this map before we get into some of the more difficult patterns, and 384 points right now, so no mistakes are allowed right now.
Here we go. It's actually it's so close. Also wait, Baguette's at 99.9 right now. That's actually insane, especially with the kind of chart this is.
Yeah, absolutely. And C-Tech, the lowest in the lobby right now at 99.7 is crazy to see. But here we go. These streams that stay a little bit more consistent from here on out. We see a little bit of an accuracy drop from C-Tech now below the 99.7s, but the accuracy average might be just shaking out barely in favor of Malaysia right now. But it's still so close as no one's blinking right now. No combo drops at the moment, but it does look like Malaysia actually has a little bit of an established lead with the density getting up there. And both of those players holding very strong under their accuracy, and even Baguette dropping a little bit in accuracy down to 99.86, but still the highest in the lobby. Gonna need either a couple of accuracy drops or a miss from Malaysia here, but they're still well within striking distance right now.
Not over yet, indeed. There's still this ending. If no misses happen, it will be on Malaysia's, but only barely getting it. That's actually a very insane score from Poland. What?
Yeah, 4-way full combo. Best ratio in the lobby there from Baguette. 3 1-200 runs. It was just an accuracy bet, which is not necessarily something I've seen very often this weekend.
That's still a really good performance from C-Tech there. 985k is nothing to scoff at, especially with how other players have really been struggling in this chart.
But Malaysia, maybe again, a little closer than they would have liked. I'm not sure that was the most strong pick they could have gone for based on Poland's performance in qualifiers, but they still got it done. I do think it's probably a good idea for Poland to kind of stick around that race, just based on how they performed on it at LN2.
Yeah, Poland. I think Poland has to go for... I would argue Rice 4, actually. I think Rice 4, especially with how Rice 1 went, I think Rice 4 is their best option.
Yeah, I would probably agree. Not only saving that protect a little bit, though, I mean, if they're not able to take this point, they would be giving Malaysia a match point on their own pick. So this could potentially be the last chance for them to choose their protect, which I imagine they're pretty comfortable with. But even then, I don't know if I would go for it in this case. I don't know if that gives them the best opportunity to take these points.
Poland taking their time. Yeah, I really think it's Rice 4.
But no, not going with a Rice pick at all. Moving into the hybrid pool for Hybrid 1. Maybe at that point trying to really tailor to the strengths of their team. I mean, Baguette has been far and away the best performer in this match, both teams considered. And that long note capability for Baguette 100% could be the difference maker. Poland just needs to make sure that they have a second who can hold on to some of the more coordination-heavy patterns, though Hybrid 1, probably the least coordination-heavy hybrid in the pool.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think, yeah, it has to be C-Tech, because I have a feeling C-Tech's consistency has been extremely strong. After just looking at that Rice pick, I think C-Tech has to stay here.
Yeah, I would venture to agree with that. That said, we're seeing C-Tech not moving out, so I would kind of see that come to fruition. We do see no limit coming in for the Malaysian side on this hybrid pick. Young staying in, it looks like, unless they end up swapping out. But so far, this is looking like what we're seeing. No Limit and Yohang for Malaysia, Bagietka and Citek for Poland. Poland still looking for that first point in the match, but doing whatever they can, and maybe against the norms or the expectation, steering clear of the rice pool.
All right. Yeah, I think this is an interesting choice from Poland, but in a way, it kind of makes sense as well. Like, why not try hybrids? Especially with how LN3 went, I think it could pay off if they're careful.
And here we go, Poland potentially needing this point to stay alive. Technically not, but giving match point away to your opponents on their own pick, not the best situation to be in. So looking to do whatever they can. Citek with an early drop before even 200 combo comes around. Going to give Malaysia a very early start to this map. As another miss comes out from Citek there. Now all three other players above 400 combo. Full combo bonus. Misses are going to start to be more dangerous, but dangerous or not, the lead is already at 20,000 points right now.
That's actually a sizable advantage, especially since it's already at the start. Like, the fact, like, when you see a 20,000 point value, that's just gonna increase even more. Not to mention the app difference is pretty big as well.
Yeah, and something that we didn't really see in a few of the other maps so far is that you are doing a pretty good job of holding close enough to Bagietka to kind of neutralize that score. We do see a miss from No Limit as Citek does find some footing, gets above the 400 combo, so it's going to cut into the lead just a bit. So lead down to just about 33,000 points as No Limit continues to build that combo back up in the slow section. But Poland potentially with a little bit of life if they're able to hold on to some consistency, and we see some mistakes from Malaysia.
Well, here's the thing though, we don't really see that often happening. Citek is starting to increase in accuracy though, so this lead could decrease, but that's only a big if Malaysia finds any more mistakes or misreads, which rarely has happened this entire match.
Yeah, not to mention so much of this ending is not terribly difficult on the coordination side, which is most of the mostly where we were seeing some drops come from either side. And Citek actually does find a break there, going to give a little bit more room for Malaysia even to just reestablish that large lead of about 40,000 points. And we're running out of time now, and looks like no more mistakes happening from the Malaysian side. And they're going to take a second break point in this match, 47,000 point lead, and brings it to match point on their own pick for Malaysia. And again, Bagietka, what are you doing? This guy's insane.
994k, especially on a chart like this, 200s only. That is really difficult. Honestly, very impressive to see that kind of performance. It's actually really cool to see, like, Baguette's a very, very skilled 4K act player, and seeing that transfer to 7K is so impressive. Citek having a pretty good performance as well, but No Limit and U1's difference was just way too much for Poland to overcome.
Yeah, that's been pretty much the story so far, but it is Malaysia's pick here. They still got that Protect open, they've got LN1 if they want to go for it, but the picks have been kind of all over the place this match. I think the only one I could have predicted was LN3, the first pick of the match. Everything else has been way outside of what I was expecting for this match.
Malaysia's picking LN1 right at this point. I'm very sure about that.
I've been very sure about a lot of things, and they don't come true very often.
I think it'll come through. It's gonna be LN1. It's gonna be LN1.
If I've learned anything, it's to not believe your own expectations about picks. I get it wrong constantly, like so wrong you wouldn't believe.
Well, it's just time and Time will tell, I guess.
Just gotta wait for that pick to come out. I mean, I'm also expecting long note LN1 to come out from the Malaysian team, but who knows? They could go with another hybrid. They did have a very good performance on Hybrid 1 there. Wouldn't be surprised to see them going for something like Hybrid 3 with the high physical requirement on top of some really difficult long notes. And, I mean, it's over 3 minutes long. And Hybrid 2 actually comes out as the pick from Malaysia.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't expect, I guess. I mean, after
Never going with
Hybrid 1
expectations.
with that big of a difference, I think it makes sense, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I was saying. I almost would have expected Hybrid 3 over Hybrid 2 if they were going to go for a hybrid, but I don't think it's something that really matters. This one's probably a little bit more comfortable for Malaysia, and that might be just the deciding factor when it comes to this, because they feel pretty confident that they can take on Poland on the hybrids and just want to go with whichever one they feel they can perform the best on.
We'll just have to see how this one goes. But I really think this one favors Malaysia a lot.
You see a swap out from C-Tech to Saibatsu, so looking to get that LN capability that we saw from Saibatsu early on in this match. Neo also coming in to swap in for Malaysia on this Hybrid 2 pick. And here we go, MP Start Command comes out from our ref. Malaysia looking to lock up this match, bring out the brooms. Poland on their last legs here, backed up against a wall, need to do whatever they can to hold on to their winners bracket lives here on Hybrid 2.
Here we go. I can see why Saibatsu is in, because there are difficult LN patterns here. But at the same time, there's also difficult, like Jackie, Grace Notes, and all that. Also, Baguette also finding a drop. But to be fair, can't really blame her, especially with how this chart is kind of built for you to really make those kinds of mistakes.
Yeah, for sure, but a little uncharacteristicness there. As we see a traded set of misses between Neo and Saibatsu, only one full combo left in the entire lobby here. Yeonhong holding on to that full combo. Accuracy advantage still for Baguette as far as singular players in the lobby goes, but those misses from Saibatsu have been very dangerous, already below the 98%, while both of the Malaysian players, despite that miss from Neo, still around that 99.5% range.
Everyone hits those Grace Notes very well. Saibatsu finding more of those misses. The problem here is the fact that Saibatsu's misses mostly comes from those like patterns that are Grace Notes, and they're everywhere. Grace Notes, mini jacks, those are the kinds of patterns Saibatsu's missing on, and if that's the entire chart, it's really not gonna go well.
And we see another miss from Saibatsu there. 70,000 point lead already for Malaysia. Still have a third of the map left, but there's gonna basically need to be a collapse. And even during the break, Saibatsu not feeling the most comfortable finding another combo break. And Malaysia looking to ride their way into the winners bracket round of 16. Just have to hold on, but Yeonhong does break that full combo. Gonna give a little bit of an opening, but there's a lot of ground to make up at this point, and Saibatsu does trade that miss back pretty much right away, and Poland running out of time to make a difference here, trying to get that 1 point, but continuing to find breaks is Saibatsu, and that lead is only building going into the last patterns, and Malaysia will bring out the brooms with a 5-0 victory over Poland here.
Well, that's still a great performance from Poland. Like, they had a few opportunities where they could have really taken a point or two, And if that's the case, Malaysia really showed their consistency and why they are seed number 9. They had played a very good team game, like just a wonderful team effort in general. Poland, again, like what I said, they had some great scores. They even had some opportunities to take a point or two off Malaysia. So that's something they have to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and luckily in this case, Poland not eliminated from the tournament. Despite losing this match, they will just be moved into the losers bracket and go on to the losers round of 16, while Malaysia, winning this match, will maintain their winners bracket lives, go to winners round of 16 for next week.
So I think Malaysia will be facing Peru, and I'm not sure who Poland. Okay, there we go. So Malaysia is facing Peru indeed, and I think Poland. I think it's facing Singapore. Let me check.
Yes. So
Okay, yeah, there we go.
So it'll be Malaysia, Peru in the winners bracket, and Poland, Singapore in the losers bracket. Going to be exciting matches coming up next week for that. But for now, we got a short break, about 25 minutes. So we'll be keeping stream open. So go get your food, go get your break, do what you need to do in the 25 minutes before this next one. But make sure to keep it on and be ready for this upcoming match, Chile versus Finland. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you guys there.